Hey there, you're watching the Jessa Channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa, and today I am here with more Skyrim. Skyrim is my happy place. It's beautiful. It is 6 a.m. on Morndas, sun's height, and Kinlen is walking past the signs of battle. An Imperial and Stormcloak patrol had a skirmish, which Kinlen joined in on, and bandits felt that they might even the odds by jumping in as well too and looting everybody. But Kinlen remained victorious and the entire patrol was killed. It is the way of war, but it is no more difficult or no more easy to get used to over time. There are more bodies here. Another skirmish must have gone on here between a bandit and another bandit. And an Imperial soldier who did a wonderful job of holding his own, even against this tree. And another, a captain. Kinlen leans down and looks at his face. He looks familiar to me. I believe I saw him in Castle Dower training. Leaning down, she quickly rifles the armor and notices a scrap of paper. Oh no. It is the note I gave. This is the Imperial captain that I gave a note to give to Father. Kinlen looks at the note, and sure enough, it is a rubbing of strange language that she's been seeing on these monuments around Skyrim. And a note saying, P.S. What do these mean? And P.S. is her term for her father, Petronius Tullius. And he signs any missives to her, P.S. His patrol will not be making it back to Solitude to deliver that message. A waste. But he did his duty well. Stood by all his soldiers, the first to fall. It makes me wonder about my own mortality. Will I be able to survive this as well? I do not know. This is a strange tower. Is it an Imperial holding? I don't recognize it. No, it is not. It could not be. Imperials do not hang our dead by the wall as such. Barbaric. We use prisons. Kinlen carefully looks over the area, knowing the dogs, as always, will alert her. Scout sniffs around the base of the tower, taking note of the scents there, the smells. The sea always makes my heart skip a beat. I had never seen it before coming to Skyrim. Never had a chance to visit in Cyrodiil. Kinlen readies her blade and prepares. What is this place? That plaque says, Howling Folly. And Kinlen listens carefully. And then notices the bone, possibly human, and knows that that is not a good sign. No one here. I don't hear any signs of working or talk or chatter. Oh! A burned corpse. Fire of some sort. But no sign of fire in the tower. That means fire magic. So we're dealing with a fire mage. These skulls lined up. That is not something one normally sees in a bandit tower. This bodes ill. Another mage. Definitely a bandit. You can always tell the bandits, I am learning by their clothing. Oh! Closing these bear traps may alert whoever's above, but I am not in the mood to break my legs. Kinlen leans over one of the bodies. This body's been cold, dead for some time. Some sort of staff. Some golden armor. Mage robes. Kinlen crinkles her nose in distaste. What is that? I have heard of these. Some sort of bird woman. What are they? Like a witch of some sort. A cauldron? And another bandit. Oh, she smells foul. Oh. Kinlen's face is wrinkled and with disgust. And no one. All dead. What could this be about? So I'm going to pause right here and tell you a quick little story. And that story is, I have actually played through this before. I haven't played this quest, but this location I have been to before with Kinlen. And in fact, I have recorded 9 episodes of content that took us all the way down to Markarth that I needed to scrap because the quality was not what I wanted. The codec I was using was causing the video to be pixelated to the point where I felt it was just not going to work. So I went back to the old codec I was using, and am re-recording the content, or at least starting the journey over again. It may turn out differently than it did before. But in any case, we climbed this tower, and Kinlen's thought was something murdered all of these things below, so I think it's best for us to get on out of here. She left the tower, and that was the end of it. At the end of the recording session, I realized that the tower was not a vanilla asset. It was too tall, first of all. Most towers in vanilla aren't this tall. All of them aren't. And it had names I didn't recognize, so I thought it might be part of a mod. I've had the mod Interesting NPCs in for quite a long time and really enjoyed the NPCs it adds to the world, but I also know that it adds quests, most of which, well, none of which I've found so far. Well, it turns out that this location is the beginning of a quest called Birds of a Feather, and we're going to be doing that quest. But the reason why I never did this quest before is that the way that you start this quest is you sit down in this chair. And I started a discussion about this on Reddit that was pretty interesting. And the conclusion that I came to is that there is no way that any of my characters would have ever in a million years sat in that chair. I would have just thought it was a chair that was just there, like there are in bandit, locations all over the place, and that it was just a chair, and I would have just gone on about my business. Not only that, even if it was a chair that my character was getting tired and wanted to sit down, we would not have just sat down on top of a tower of death. Any character I had would have thought whatever killed all these people may still be alive, or something dangerous may still be alive, so it's a good time for us to book it on out of here. So, having given you that story, if you do come across this tower, you have interesting NPCs, a mod which I highly recommend, sit in the chair. Even if it doesn't make sense to sit in the chair, sit in the chair. So let's sit in the chair. Kinlen, knowing that the dogs will watch over anything and feeling exhausted from that climb, decides to take a load off.
You, in the chair! Don't get up! I swear on the gods, I will push you over if you do! Oh no, you're getting up, aren't you? Money! I will pay you money to stay in that chair! And those people down there, I never liked them anyway. I'm happy they're dead. Please, just don't hurt me!
Are you the one? Kinlen stands up, turns around, draws sword. Are you responsible for those people? Yet you cower before me in fear? Who are you? If you are afraid, then you must have done the killing, and been one who escaped. Do you seek aid? Who are you?
Why is this happening? All I ever wanted was to learn a little magic, maybe smite a few enemies.
Let's see. Well, I can assure you that I am not responsible for who killed those people. Responsible for killing those people. And if you are saying you are not either, then who did?
So you're not one of the bandits? But that means you're trespassing here now. Just like a bandit. I'm too pretty to die. Run!
What? Some witch or mage user or something. Lynn! Oh, that smell. Kinlen goes running, looking for the woman and wondering where Lynn could be. Lynn, did you see a witch or some woman come running by here? No. Hey! Forgetting herself.
You're still here. Well, I didn't want to do this, but you leave me no choice.
What?
I'll have you know I'm no ordinary witch. Have you ever seen a Dremora lord? Well, his name is Dravas. and he's a trained killer. Don't believe me? Then feast your eyes on this.
No! No magic! What is that? Scout! Scout just came out of the stairwell. You did not attack my dog.
See? I told you. That's a Dremora lord, in the flesh. Leave, before I sick him on you.
I do not mean you any harm. Plus, your Dremora seems... Well, suppose that he is at your command, as my hounds are. I mean you no harm.
Really? So you aren't here to hurt me? But you're so scary. Then again, so is this Dremora. And he's completely useless.
I am sorry to hear that. I understand Dremora are very, very frightening. His armor could scare away most people of lesser merit. Then, if he's useless, that means he will not listen to your commands. You cannot command him as I command my hounds.
When I ask him to fight, all he does is wave his stupid tankard around. It's like he's not even here.
So you summoned him? How are you able to do such a thing? My understanding is that it is very difficult, and I've never known it to be done.
I don't know. I've heard only Master Conjurers can do it. But there was this peddler named Sam, and he sold me a tome. He said it was a special book made for novices. I can't tell you how excited I was when it actually worked, but then I tried to command him. I should have known it was too good to be true.
So, you and your Dremora, was he the one responsible for this place? What is this place, anyway?
They call it the Bird's Eye. Some say it's because it touches the sky, others say it's because it's infested with hags. But you saw it. Mother Aegis is dead. All my sisters too, which means I'll probably never become a matriarch.
A matriarch? You mean that hagraven up there? That was Mother... What did you say? What? And you want to be one?
No, of course not. I mean, you people kill the mothers, right? Then, why would I want to be one? No way, not me. I'm just a regular old student from the College of Windhelm on her way back home.
I don't think you're telling me the truth. And you obviously are in need of some sort of aid. Speak to me. Tell me the truth. I won't harm you. Or your Dremora. Or attempt to.
Oh, well, in that case, maybe I do. But only because they're extremely powerful. It's not like I, want to look like a vulture. Really.
So, how can I help you? I don't wish to help you become a hagraven, but I could give you food for the road.
Really? You do that for me? But we just met. Oh gods, I didn't just talk you out of it, did I? Because there really might be a way, even without Mother Aegis. It's incredibly risky, and you might have to get your hands dirty.
Wait. I meant to give you food, not help you become a hagraven. Although, if I had a hagraven... Kinlen stops and starts talking to herself quickly under her breath. My father did not state whether a hagraven would not be okay in my special force unit. My group of fighters. Hagravens are fierce. Imagine if we showed up at Windhelm with a real hagraven. Father would not believe it. Yes. What does this ritual require?
It requires ingredients. Well, not really ingredients as in feathers and plants. I don't want to scare you, but I need organs, and I need them fresh. Real fresh, as in ripped out from the body.
I know, no, no. I, no, I could not. I could not. You, no.
Of course it is. That's why. I was kidding. Just making a joke. I couldn't possibly ask you to steal people's organs for my own personal benefit. That is not who I am.
Well, Kinlen has a problem. She steps down and, whoa, carefully avoids this very frightening looking creature. I cannot kill someone. Just to have a hag-raven on my side, I cannot kill and rip organs out of a live, no. Oh! All kinds of strangeness is happening today. And Kinlen walks away very quickly. Oh, that's a bummer. Kinlen would never do that. She just wouldn't do that. She would not bring live people. She just wouldn't do it. Oh, that sucks. Oh well, I guess we're gonna have to find another interesting NPC quest to do. Oh. This deer has been cut open. Perhaps she tried first on this deer. Kinlen goes back to find out maybe it's only animals, which isn't any much better as far as she's concerned. Kinlen being a strong animal lover, but if it's wolves or something, that she could do. Something that would have tried to kill us anyway. All right. All right. Misha, that is your name. My apologies, I didn't know if Kinlen heard her name or not, but anyway, let's say. Would it be...
I don't want to scare you, but I need organs. And I need them fresh. Real fresh. As in ripped out from the body.
That would not be a problem as long as it is an animal. Would it be?
Yeah, about that. I actually need organs from living people. But don't worry, it doesn't have to be people you like. I saw upstairs that there was, I believe I recognize it to be a taproot. I understand from my studies that they are from Spriggans. Perhaps that would work? Oh, there's going to be taproot in a cauldron, and a lot of other ingredients. But that's not what I need to finish the brew. I need people. I know that sounds wicked, but there's no other choice. You understand, don't you?
I'm sorry, I cannot.
Neither can I. I was just testing you, and you passed. Good for you. I'll just be in the tower, not performing witchcraft.
Kinlen slowly walks away. Come on, Lynn. We'll leave her and her tower of death to it. Having a hag-raven on our side. And finding out more about why women... Well, she said it herself, power. Making yourself look like a deformed vulture. I don't understand it myself, and the magic, well, it's best I stay away from that. Yes, she was working on that deer. Well, Kinlen, takes a look at her map sees that there is a campsite marked and makes her way for it. Do not talk to witches. Maybe that was his mate that lies on the ground there.
I love a good fight. This is the end for you.
Show yourself! I do not seek
paint the snow with your blood. I can take you.
Oh, you are talking to that elk. Your hunters.
That's the last of them.
I've been hunting and fishing in these parts for years.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Have you any fresh meat for sale?
Take a look.
She has... You have here a pheasant breast. I think we'll have that for dinner tonight. Thank you.
See ya.
Do you know what this location is here?
Hopefully there'll be plenty of monsters to kill in this cave.
You are a bit too excited. Some sort of cave. Well, it is early. We wouldn't need to make camp for some time. Oh, Lynn, it seems that you do not have enough. Before we go into this cave, we're going to need water. So we're going to need to find a snowdrift, if possible. Otherwise, Kinlen will have to give some of her water to... That direction is not water. Or to... It's not snowdrift, I mean. And I know the type of snowdrift we're looking for. I don't want any trouble from you. Ah, this might do. Perfect. So we get snow from it, and then I'm not sure how this works. Let's see. We have snow. Oh, you just sort of drink it. Oh, I get it. Or eat it and it kind of fills your hunger. I see. Okay. Well, Lynn is complaining about not having enough to drink.
Out? Okay, let's trade.
Because he either ate... He couldn't have eaten all that food, all that... Really? No way. Oh my goodness. Let's look at his backpack and see if it somehow ended up in his backpack, or otherwise he eats like a something. No. They're here in his backpack where they shouldn't be. That's a problem. I might have to turn that off, that feature off, that followers eat. If that means that Lynn can't get to his own food because of the backpack feature. Trade some things. That's what I'm looking for.
What I can.
So if I give him this food, he should eat it, but it keeps going into his backpack, which is where we're having a problem. Let's see what that does. Can you drink now? Okay, so, let's head back and take a look at Lost Echo Cave. We could continue on south, though. Actually, I think what Kinlen would do is continue on south, since we won't be camping at that campsite. It's only 11 a.m. Well, it's actually probably about 11 a.m. But if you're using I Need and you have the drink button set, that's what you need to do in order to get a drink when you are in snowy areas and not near a water source. Kinlen stops to investigate this house. It seems like a very strange place to put a homestead. Right in the shadow of a great Nordic ruin is what it looks like there. Very odd. The sign on the door said Frodma's Cottage. Whoever Frodma is very brave. Kinlen is skirting a wide berth. More goat's heads and those bones. So maybe those witches have taken over this location. So while we're traveling and in the back country, I'm fairly certain that there will not be too much going on. We may have some combat here, but it's now a good time to listen to a story. We're going to listen to Darkest Darkness, which I don't think we've listened to before, but if we have, because I have recorded it once before, but I think it's on an episode that got scrapped. But if you are hearing it again, please forgive me for that. And we will now listen as we travel to Darkest Darkness. Darkest Darkness by Anonymous. In Morrowind, both worshippers and sorcerers summon Lesser Daedra and Bound Daedra as servants and instruments. Most Daedric servants can be summoned by sorcerers only for very brief periods, within the most fragile and tenuous frameworks of command and binding. This fortunately limits their capacity for mischief, though in only a few minutes, most of these servants can do terrible harm to their summoners, as well as their enemies. Worshippers may bind Daedric servants to this plane through rituals and pacts. Such arrangements result in the Daedric servant remaining on this plane indefinitely, or at least until their bodily manifestations on this plane are destroyed, precipitating their supernatural essences back to oblivion. Whenever Daedra are encountered at Daedric ruins or in tombs, they are almost invariably long-term visitors to our plane. Likewise, lesser entities bound by their Daedric lords into weapons and armor may be summoned for brief periods or may persist indefinitely.
Damn you!
What are you? Why are they dressed as such? Do you know what these things are? People. They're not bandits, are they? Some sort of bandit tribe? Is this their... What kind of place is this? Some sort of, tent, but made out of, in a way I do not recognize. This chest is locked. They had meager gold. Maybe they are some sort of thieves? I saw another person there. Some sort of lookout, but I could not see how they were dressed. And if they are holding a fortification, I do not wish to simply run in. We'll continue on with Darkest Darkness, which I paused for the combat, and for Kinlen to try and figure out who these people are. We'll continue on. So long as they are not destroyed and banished. The class of bound weapons and bound armors summoned by temple followers and conjurers are examples of short-term bindings. Daedric artifacts like Mehrunes' razor and the mask of Clavicus Vile are examples of long-term bindings. The Tribunal Temple of Morrowind has incorporated the veneration of Daedra as lesser spirits subservient to the immortal Almsevi, the triune godhead of Almalexia, Sotha-Sil, and Vivek. These subordinate Daedra are divided into the good Daedra and the bad Daedra. The good Daedra have willingly submitted to the authority of Almsevi. The bad Daedra are rebels who defy Almsevi, treacherous kin who are more often adversaries than allies. The good Daedra are Boethia, Azura, and Mephala. The Hunger is a powerful and violent lesser Daedra associated with Boethia, father of plots, a sinuous, long-limbed, long-tailed creature with a beast-skulled head, noted for its paralyzing touch and its ability to disintegrate weapons and armor. The Winged Twilight is a messenger of Azura, goddess of dusk and dawn. Winged Twilights resemble the feral harpies of the West, though the feminine aspects of the Winged Twilights are more ravishing, and their long, sharp, hooked tails are immeasurably more deadly. Spider Daedra are the servants of Mephala, taking the form of spider humanoid centaurs, with a naked upper head, torso, and arms of human proportions mounted on the 8 legs and armored carapace of a spider, a giant spider. Unfortunately, these Daedra are so fierce and irrational that they cannot be trusted to heed the commands of the spinner. Kinlen notices the battle, dives in,
Like the bite of a flea.
sees that heavy mace at work, and is thankful for Lyn at her back again. More of these things. This land and these people I don't understand. Who are they? And why do they attack so ruthlessly? There is an encampment over there, and by my map's reckoning, It should be that of the stronghold, but it could be that of these people. I feel reluctant to just walk in. And are the orcs allied with these creatures? People? They're so barbaric. Kinlen will explore the area and we'll finish this story, Darkest Darkness. It's almost over, I believe. As a consequence, few sorcerers are willing to either summon or bind such creatures in Morrowind. The bad Daedra are Mehrunes Dagon, Malakath, Sheogorath, and Molag Bal. 3 lesser Daedra are associated with Mehrunes Dagon, the agile and pesky scamp, the ferocious and beast-like clan Fear, and the noble and deadly Dremora. The crocodile-headed humanoid Daedra, called the Daedroth, is a servant of Molag Bal, and while the giant but dim-witted Ogrim is a servant of Malagath. Sheogorath's lesser Daedra, the Golden Saint, a half-clothed human female in appearance, is highly resistant to magic and a dangerous spellcaster. Another type of lesser Daedra often encountered in Morrowind is the Atronach, or elemental Daedra. Atronachs have no binding kinship or alignments with the Daedra lords, serving one realm or another at whim, shifting sides according to seduction, compulsion, or opportunity. And that is Darkest Darkness, talking about the Aedra and the Daedra, and Dremora, which I thought was really interesting. There's a peddler here. She's got a lot of ingredients. And Kinlen's going to leave that for now. Not sure if the area is... It would take a while to go through all those ingredients. Be nice if she could just take, like, a pack or something. But then, of course, she would be over-encumbered. So it is time for Kinlen to make her way to what she hopes is the first orc stronghold. And as usual, she's having been out in the wild. She's filthy. She's also, her tummy is rumbling. And though it is not very far into the afternoon, she is looking forward to getting something in her belly. Well, there's nothing for it but to simply approach. Weapons not drawn, which is a risk if these are full of those savage people. I hear the sound of a forge, or a hammer. Maybe they are peaceful.
Halt, Outlander! By the code of Malakath, this stronghold belongs to the orcs. Your kind are unwelcome.
My kind is that of a traveler. This place is an orc stronghold, you say?
This is our stronghold. Here, we are free to live as Malakath intended, away from the prying eyes of the Nords. You're not an orc or bloodkin, so stay out. We only help our own.
I am simply here to meet with your chief. What do I need to do in order to gain his audience?
We've heard whispers of an enchanted pair of gauntlets, hidden and protected by dangerous men, beasts, or worse. They are called the Forge Master's Fingers. Bring them to our chief, and he will decide if you are worthy to be bloodkin to the orcs.
If that is what it takes. Will you show me where these gauntlets are, or do you expect me to roam the breadth of Skyrim?
We will see.
So I have, having played through this before, as I told you previously, or at the beginning of the episode, had a problem in that took me a while to figure out when doing this before, when doing this, that I actually have to walk into the stronghold because she does not mark. I don't get the quest until I actually, for some reason, walk into the longhouse. And the minute I walk into the longhouse, I get the quest. So we have a quest to get the Forge Master's Fingers. Dragon Tooth Crater. Ooh, cool. The last time they did this, they gave me Deepwood Redoubt, which was quite interesting to clear out. But I've not been to Dragon Tooth Crater. So, it looks like that's where we're heading next. Kinlen is going to make camp outside the Orc stronghold and try and get some answers from them, if any of them will talk to her. Otherwise, she will head down to Dragon Tooth Crater as we begin the first part of becoming a bloodkin to the orcs. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this episode. If you enjoyed what you saw, please hit the thumbs up button below. It really does help my channel. And if you loved it, join the party and subscribe. I'll see you back here for more Skyrim in the next episode. And as always, thank you so much for watching.